Well, DC, like Frank Sinatra, this man has done it his way. The former UFC welterweight and middleweight champion, Georges St-Pierre. A lot of people believe pound for pound, DC, GSP is the best they've ever seen.
Yes, because he was able to mix everything together so well. When he was fighting a wrestler, he was able to keep the fight standing. When he was fighting a striking specialist, he was able to take him to the ground. His jiu-jitsu and just his full-on MMA game was something that we had never seen in the UFC before. Won the UFC championship at middleweight after being away for 4 years. Just showed how special Georges St-Pierre truly is.
In terms of MMA application of wrestling, no one has done it better than Georges St-Pierre. GSP Georges St-Pierre. He has graced the octagon with his mind set on one thing tonight, that UFC championship belt. The former UFC middleweight champion, Anderson the Spider Silva, is set to make the walk here tonight. This is a man still getting it done in his mid-40s, DC. Proved in the Israel Adesanya fight that he could still hang in there over a hard 15 minutes with the best guys in the world.
Anderson Silva is still able to compete even though he's up there in age a little bit. And that's because of his commitment to the sport of mixed martial arts. He loves competing. He loves the spotlight. Everything that you need to drive you to be able to stay active and stay relevant in this sport, Anderson Silva possesses. Every time he steps foot in the octagon, we get a chance to witness one of the greatest fighters of all time.
And when DC needed an opponent for UFC 200 on about 24 hours notice, the greatest of all time was your Huckleberry. Not too bad. Anderson the Spider Silva, ready to add to his appreciable legacy here tonight. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. All right, now for the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Georges St-Pierre. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, Anderson the Spider Silva.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon. All right, so here we go with round one of the super fight that began the whole super fight conversation. Anderson Silva, of course, the naturally bigger man, taking on the outstanding wrestler, Georges St-Pierre.
Georges St-Pierre is the smaller guy, but he was able to go up to middleweight and capture a UFC middleweight championship by beating Michael Bisping. Anderson had his hands full with Michael Bisping. What a great fight. Two really, really talented mixed martial artists who, of two of the greatest fighters of all time, will get their hand raised.
Oh, beautiful land there by Anderson Silva. Age is just a number. Remarkably, the former UFC middleweight champion still getting it done here against the best 185-pounders in the world. All right, early action here. We'll see how soon Georges St-Pierre can get one of his patented takedowns, but it all works off of the jab that you saw right there.
It does. I mean, he does. He has a beautiful jab, and I've seen him do so much damage with that jab. You know, I keep calling back to fight.
Could be the beginning of the end here. Just over 3 minutes now to go in round one. Silva's cut above the eye. Continues to sway with every huge shot being landed. Back and forth we go. Nice job landing the knee there. He's got a lot of size for this division and put it to good use there. Beautiful kick there. Lands a good series of kicks there, DC. It really didn't take him long to get a good beat on his opponent.
He figured the timing, and now he's been driving kick after kick into his opponent.
So there it is, taller fighter landing a knee to the body. While Silva's pretty swollen now in that jaw area, it doesn't appear to be affecting him all that much, but he's absorbed a lot of strikes to the head. Got to figure out a way to raise the guard and be more defensively sound. Oh, and yet another knee finds the target, so a huge moment here. Now we'll see if he can follow it up. Swing and a miss with that punch by Georges St-Pierre. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie.
Beautiful shot lands to the leg.
All right, late round action here, and Georges St-Pierre continuously working off of that jab tonight.
It's a beautiful jab, man. I mean, I remember watching him fight Josh Koscheck, and he broke his orbital bone with the first jab. This guy is a tremendous striker, wrestler, grappler. He was the evolution of mixed martial arts at a time when we still had specialists. Tonight, that jab, once again, is controlling the fight.
Well, champ, I don't see that well, but it's hard to miss the redness underneath that elbow. A lot of bodily investment from his opponent tonight.
Yeah, it's an investment, John. It may not pay dividends right now, but the more you go there, the more damage you do, eventually it will show itself. And right now, it's starting to show.
That horn sounds means we have reached the end of round one. Hashtag swollen. His face is starting to close, my man.
It looks really bad. I mean, early in the fight, we talked about addressing things right now. He didn't do that, and now it seems as though he's going to pay for it.
Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate and think that you will not be wearing the damage. He's wearing it now. I'm interested to see what changes he makes to give himself an opportunity.
All right, next round is now underway. DC, any major takeaways after the previous one? We'll see if he can finish. Well, we talk about these calf kicks all the time. Don't want to take too many more of those.
I cannot believe how damaging that strike has become.
All right, so an opportunity goes by the... Oh, man, DC, he would appear to be in real trouble. Silva's head kick attempt, that one is blocked. Unable to land with that punch.
Oh, my goodness.
That'll do it!
Goodness.
Yeah, that was just a gorgeous shot to end the fight right there. I'm not even sure the opponent really saw it coming. So back to the drawing board for him, but for the winner, this is certainly exactly what he was looking for here tonight. All right, the official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 26 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by knockout and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
How about it, folks? Georges St-Pierre, your winner by knockout. And he did not play the long game here tonight, champ.
A lot of people say Georges St-Pierre is a decision machine. Not tonight. GSP gets a knockout victory.